Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tuwassir wa tammim bil khair. Lesson number 19, a very important lesson, a little bit challenging, but inshallah, with the passage of time, we will get used to the numbers. So as you can see that in this lesson, we are going to learn about the numbers. And to learn the numbers, we have to have different groups. For example, here we have group 1. And in group 1, we will learn only about number 1 and number 2. And in group number 2, we will learn the numbers from 3 to 10. So in this lesson, inshallah, we will learn the numbers from 1 to 10 for the masculine. So numbers in Arabic. So in this lesson, as I said, our focus is only on the masculine numbers. And in group number 1, we have number 1 and number 2. The word for 1 is wahidun, and it follows the noun as an adjective. So basically, number 1 is very easy. For example, you want to say one book. So we will say kitabun wahidun. And kitabun will be noun and wahidun will be adjective. Or we say mawsuf or sifa, or kitabun will be man'ud and wahidun will be naat. So they must be equal in 4 capacities of the noun. There is capacity, status, number, and gender. So we can see that kitabun is singular and wahidun is singular, and both of them are marfu, and they are also masculine, and they are both indefinite nouns. The word for 2 is ithnani, and the hamza of ithnani is hamzatul wasl. That means when we connect it, then we don't write it, and we don't read it, in fact. And it follows the noun as an adjective. So the rule for number 1 and number 2 is the same. For example, you want to say 2 books. So we will say kitaban ithnani. So as I said, the hamza of ithnani is hamzatul wasl. So that means when we connect it, we don't read it. Kitaban ithnani. So number 1 is kitabun wahidun, and number 2 is kitabani ithnani. Also, if we say kitabun, that means a book. And if we say kitabani, that means 2 books. But when we say kitabun wahidun and kitabani ithnani, then it becomes more emphatic. It becomes like emphatic. And this is basically for the purpose of emphasis and also to clear the ambiguity. So that's why you say, for example, you say indi kitabun wahidun, that means you have only 1 book. And similarly, you say indi kitaban ithnani, I have only 2 books. Al-adadu means number, and then we have al-mudhakkaru, that is masculine, and al-muannathu, that is feminine. We are going to learn the numbers from 1 to 10, and we can see that the numbers from 1 to 10 can be masculine or they can be feminine. Wahidun, we have seen that it is used for 1, masculine, and wahidatun is also used for 1, and it is for feminine. And we can see that Tamar Buta confirms that it is for the feminine. Ithnani is used for 2, and as we can see, it has the sound of ani, and we know that the sound of ani is for 2, so that's why it is ithnani. And for the feminine, it will be ithnatani. So there is an addition of ta, as we can see over here, and we know that for the dual masculine, the sound is ani, and for the feminine dual, it will be tani. So ithnani and ithnatani. Number 3, thalathun and thalathatun. So now you can see that the rest of the numbers from 3 to 10 for the feminine, they end with ta marbuta. Thalathun and thalathatun. Arba'un and arba'atun. 4. 5 khamsun and khamsatun. 6 sittun wa sittatun. 7 sab'un wa sab'atun. 8 thamanin and thamaniyatun. It's a little bit different, as you can see here. It is marfu', but it is marfu' with kasratan. So this is, it's called ismul manqus, and inshallah we will learn about it in book number 2. Then we have tis'un, that means 9, and tis'atun, also 9. Asharun, 10, and asharatun, also 10. So normally when you, like sometimes when you're learning the Arabic by yourself, and when you type or when you look for numbers, You might see the numbers only for mu'annath, and you may not see for madhakkar. However, our focus is on the to learn the Arabic for the Quran, and in the Quran, both masculine and feminine numbers have been used. So these are the numbers from 1 to 10. So group number 1, rajulun means a man, rajulun wahidun means one man, and rajulan ithnani means two men. So group number 1 is very easy. There is nothing difficult about it. As we can see, it is used as mawsuf and sifa. However, when we talk about group number 2, there are many things that we need to focus on. Rajulun means a man, and we have seen that for 2 is rajulan ithnani. And when we talk about 3 men, it will be thalathatu rijalin. So now you see that changes have taken place. Number 1 and number 2 was easier, but number 3 we can see over here that when we want to say 3 men, it will be thalathatu rijalin. Let's look at the rules. So the first thing we need to know that the number is called adad, and the thing that is being counted is called ma'dud. Al-adadu wal-ma'dudu. Something that the number is called adad, and the thing that is being counted that is called ma'dud. Now, when we talk about 3, from 3 to 10, so what happens? From 3 to 10, it will be opposite in gender. Al-adad will be opposite in gender. How? Rajulun is masculine, right? But when you want to say 3 men, now we can see that we have ta marbuta, and that is used for the feminine. So when you say you want to say 3 men, then the number has to be opposite in gender. We know that rajulun is masculine, but the number that we have to use, it will be for the feminine. So we will say thalathatu. That's number 1. Number 2, it will be used as mudaf. And we know that mudaf is light, so that's why it does not have tanween. So it is thalathatu. And when we talk about ma'dud, we can see that ma'dud is plural, and it is mudaf ilayhi. So basically, there are 4 things that we need to focus on. The first thing, we need to know that the noun must be masculine. The noun that we are talking about, it must be masculine. Rajulun is masculine, right? Okay, now when we talk about the numbers from 3 to 10, then what happens? The number that we have to use, al-adad that we have to use, it has to be for the feminine. As we can see that it should be opposite in gender. Now we know that for the number for masculine is thalatha, that is without ta marbuta. But here we are saying thalathatu. That's number 1. Number 2, it will be used as mudaf. So that is what we have to focus on, al-adad. And when we talk about al-ma'dud, it has to be the plural. So rajulun, and the plural of rajulun is rijalun, as we know that. But because it is being used as mudaf ilayh, and we know that mudaf ilayh is always majroor, so that's why it will be thalathatu rijalin. And inshallah, this is where we start our journey of learning numbers. And inshallah, with the passage of time, we will get used to the numbers. And in this lesson, we focus on the numbers for masculine. And inshallah, lesson number 20, we will focus on the numbers for feminine. So the same thing here, we have group number 2. The number al-adad from 3 to 10 is used as mudaf, as we have seen previously, and it is opposite in gender. And the thing that is numbered, that is called al-ma'dud, it is used as mudaf ilayh, and it will be plural. Let's look at more examples. Kitabun is masculine. We have to look at the original noun, please. That's very, very important. We have to look at the original noun. So kitabun is masculine, and we know the plural of kitabun is kutubun. And now what we have to see, kitabun is masculine, and the number that we have to use should be for the feminine. So we will say thalathatu. And the plural of kitabun is kutubun, and we know that this is mudaf, and kutubin is mudaf ilayh, and it has to be majroor. So that's why we say thalathatu kutubin. Also, we know that mudaf, the ending of mudaf can change. It can be thalathatu, it can be thalathata, and it can be thalathati, depending on how it is used in a sentence. However, we know that mudaf ilayh is always majroor. You want to say 5 pens? So how will we say? Khamsatu aqlamin, 5 pens. Qalamun is masculine, and that's why the number that is being used is feminine. So we will say khamsatu aqlamin. And rajulun, we have seen already, is masculine, and the number that we will use for the masculine will be feminine. So we will say asharatu rijalin. So that's the rule. Please focus on this rule, and inshallah, we will practice this rule in the lesson. So let's begin the lesson now. Ad-darsu at-tasi ashara, lesson number 19. Al-mudiru, the headmaster. Kam taliban jadidan. One more thing that we must appreciate, and we must make dua for the Sheikh, that these books are so beautiful that what happens whenever we learn an idea, a new idea in the previous lesson, that will be implemented straight away in the next lesson. So in the previous lesson, we have learned about come, and now you see over here, lesson number 19, straight away the first line or the first sentence of the lesson is about the use of come. Come, and we know that after come, the noun is always mansoob, it is always singular, and it is always nakira. Come taliban jadidan, taliban is mawsoof and jadidan is sifa. Fi faslika ya shaykhu. So the headmaster is asking, how many new students are there in your class, O Shaykh? Al-mudarrisu, the teacher. Fihi asharatu tullabin jududin. There are 10 new students in it. Now we can see that fihi is jar majroor, it is khabar, and asharatu is mubtada. And now we see that talib is basically masculine. And we know that when we have the number, the thing that is being counted, if it is masculine, then the number has to be used for the feminine. So that's why we can see fihi asharatu tullabin, and it has to be used as mudaf number, and the ma'dud has to be mudaf ilayh. And this is mawsoof, and jududin is sifa. So that's why they are equal in capacity, status, number, and gender. The teacher says there are 10 new students in it. Al-mudiru, the headmaster. Min aina hum, where are they from? Min aina hum, where are they from? Akulluhum min baladin wahidin, are all of them from one country? Akulluhum min baladin wahidin, are all of them from one country? So now we can see that balad is used for the one, and wahid is also used for the purpose of emphasis. So the meaning is, where are they from? Are all of them from one country? Are all of them from one country? Kullu, also please remember that kullu is also used as special mudaf. We have learned that ba'du is used as special mudaf, for example, ba'duhum, and similarly kullu is also used as special mudaf. So kullu will be mudaf and hum will be mudaf ilayhi. We know that attached pronoun is always mudaf ilayhi. Akulluhum min baladin wahidin. Al-mudarrisu, la, no. Hum min biladin mukhtalifatin. All right, now please tell me quickly why we have mukhtalifatin. Why does it have ta marbuta? Why it is feminine? They are all from different countries. Mukhtalif means different, and mukhtalifatin for the feminine. Hum min biladin mukhtalifatin. Now we know that balad is it's a city, and we know that balad or a country is also feminine, but we know basically it's the broken plural of irrational being. So we know that the plural of irrational being will be singular and it will be feminine. So biladin is singular feminine, it is mawsoof, and sifa is mukhtalifatin. So they are equal in capacity, status, number, and gender. So why we have mukhtalifatin here? Because bilad is the plural of ghayru aqil, irrational being. And we know that the plural of irrational being, ghayru aqil, is considered as singular feminine. Hum min biladin mukhtalifatin, they are from different countries. Minhum thalathatu tullabin min al-Filippini. There are 3 students from the Philippines. So minhum will be jar majroor, it will be khabar, and then the rest of is the subject. Wa arba'atu tullabin min al-Yabani, and 4 students are from Japan. Wa talibani min al-Sini, and 2 students from China. Wa talibun wahidun min Malaysia, and 1 student from Malaysia. So now we can see over here, they are from different countries. There are 3 students from the Philippines, 4 students from Japan, 2 from China, as we have learned in the previous lesson that Talibun and the dual is Talibani, Talibatun and the dual is Talibatani, and 1 student from Malaysia. Okay, Al-Mudiru, the manager or the headmaster. أفي فصلك طلاب من أمريكا أفي فصلك طلاب من أمريكا. Are there students from America in your class? So again, we can see is Hamzatul Istifham, that is used to ask a question. Fi is harf jar. Faslika is mudaf mudaf ilayh. Afi faslika will be predicate and tullabun will be the subject. Min America, from America. Al-Mudarrisu, na'am, yes. Fihi sab'atu tullabin min America. There are 7 students from America in it. Now again, the same thing. Talib is masculine, and the numbers that are used from 3 to 10, the numbers are opposite in gender. And sab'un is masculine and sab'atun is feminine, and because it is being used as mudaf, it does not have tanween. And ma'dud, the one that is being counted, is always plural. So we can see sab'atu tullabin min America. There are 7 students in America from it. Al-Mudiru, the headmaster. Ahum jududun, are they new? Jadidun, and the plural of jadidun is jududun. The headmaster says, are they new? Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. La hum qudama, no, they are old. Jadidun, and the plural is jududun. But qadimun, and the plural of qadimun is qudama, on the pattern of fu'ala. So that's a new pattern that you can see over here. Qudama, no, they are old. Al-Mudiru, the headmaster. Kam taliban fihi min Urabba. How many students are in it from Europe? So Urabba is used for Europe, and kam taliban fihi min Urabba. How many students are in it from Europe? Al-Mudarrisu, the teacher. Fihi khamsatu tullabin min Inkaltarra. There are 5 students from England. Wa thamaniyatu tullabin min Almania, and 8 students from Germany. وستة طلاب من فرنسا, and 6 students from France. وتسعة طلاب من يوغوسلافيا, and 6 students from Yugoslavia. Al-Mudiru, the headmaster. Shukran ya Shaykhu, thank you very much, O Shaykh. So alhamdulillah, we can see that it's a small lesson, but the idea is very, very important of the numbers. Number 1 and 2, they are easier, but from number 3 to 10, we have to pay very special attention. And inshallah, when we practice with the passage of time, we will be able to learn all the numbers. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.